Welcome to the Positive Pants Podcast. Mindset, motivation, and inspiration to help you find your positive pants. Let go of negative thinking and stop living for the weekend. With your host, Fran Excel.
So welcome to the show. As always, it's Fran Excel Mindset Coach, helping you find your very own pair of positive pants so you can get out of your own way and live a life that you love. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm very grateful you've chosen to put me in your earbuds today. Please do hit the subscribe button so you don't miss anything, and do leave me a review. I love reading them, and it really helps me get found by other people who need to hear what I share. I'd also love you to email me your mindset and productivity questions or topics you'd love me to cover to hello@franexcel.com, because I know a lot of you think I'm inside your heads because you tell me all the time. But if I don't know what you need, I can't give it to you. So let me know. So here we are. I have been talking over on my Insta stories a lot at I'm Fran Excel. Go follow me, go have a chat about the tools that I teach and how they can be used time and time again during a global pandemic or any other day. So I wanted to re-release the key episodes that can help the most right now. I really want to empower people to understand the tools that they already have in their armory and stop kind of searching for new answers when the solutions are often right there. So I will be coming to you with episodes on boundaries when you're working from home, journaling today, how to handle overwhelm, because I appreciate a lot of people are in overwhelm right now, how to focus, how to change your state, resilience, and all sorts of great stuff with a little snippet like this on the intro on how you can actually apply it right now. So I've chosen to re-release this episode first for you because I genuinely believe it's going to be the quickest and easiest way for you to start shifting your focus and improving how you feel right now while we're all getting used to our very unnormal new normal. So I'm going to re-release an episode very soon about my story and everything that happened 6 years ago. It's not just my story, so it's been important to me that I've been respectful of the other people involved. But I'm going to start talking a little bit more about it and how coming back from losing everything has been what's made me, because I think it's so relevant for us all right now. While during coronavirus, it's one of people's biggest fears is losing their businesses or losing revenue or losing their job, all of these different things, without the added pressure of having to worry about friends and loved ones and our own health and things like that. So there is a lot going on, obviously, and even with limiting our social or our social media or watching the news, even limiting that, it's hard to remember to focus on all the good and the potential good and to get us into those emotional states that are better for us. We also want to make sure that you're not wiring your brain for fear, anxiety, and negativity while we're at home and living in uncertainty. So this process I'm going to talk you through is one of the very reasons I'm still feeling calm in the chaos right now, despite all the other stuff, despite the huge amount of revenue I've lost, all these different things that are going on. And I'm in the same uncertainty as you, but it is how I'm wired differently. I use neuroplasticity to train my brain to be that way. I never, ever deny negative emotions. I probably embrace them more now when they show up because I know that they're trying to tell me something or that something needs to be released. But my brain just goes to looking for any potential positives that there might be. It's just the way I'm wired. I'm more resilient. I reframe all the time. It's just how I think. So the more that you do this, the more that it will become your way of habitually thinking and your way of looking at things. So this is why, this process is why I'm creating my own journal, the Positive Pants Planner. So I've been talking about a lot. I want everyone to understand just how simple it can be to change your whole life. So if you want to sign up for the waitlist, then please just head to www.franexcel.com/PPP waitlist to be the first to know when it's ready. So I hope this really helps. Interestingly, this was my episode number 1. You can see why now. So please share this with your friends and loved ones and DM me what you're struggling with right now and how I can help. welcome. Welcome to episode 1. If you haven't met me yet, I'm Fran Excel. So what I'm going through today, journaling. Right. Journaling is something I get asked about all the time because people have got a lot of assumptions about what it is, why they should do it. They hear all about the benefits, but don't really know what to do, how to start or anything. And they're like, but Fran, I'm not the Dear Diary type. Like, I just don't want to do it. So my subject for today is journaling for the non-Dear Diary type, because that's me. That's exactly me. I'm super passionate about this subject because, well, mainly because it changed my life in 5 minutes a day. So that's pretty good. So what I want to go through is I really want people to realize just how easy it is to completely shift your mindset around. It doesn't have to take a lot of time. It doesn't have to take a lot of energy. And the shifts can be so quick, so quick. And you really can create this positive mindset that you're all wanting to create. You know, this mindset where you can feel consistently positive in a non-annoying way. And that foundation is where everything opens up for you. It really is. It's where your whole entire world starts to open up, from this mindset of positivity and a belief in yourself and a belief that things can happen in the right way at the right time and all of that sort of thing. So why should you journal? What I'm going to do is run through just a few of the benefits that journaling gives for both our mental health and our physical health, and our general state of well-being, so you get a much better understanding of yourself. Much better self-awareness. I talk about this a lot in the group. Self-awareness is so key for changing any behavior. Being aware of when you're actually doing something and how you're doing it and when it starts and what your triggers are, all of that sort of stuff. If you can start from that mindset, everything else will genuinely open up for you. So it also helps you achieve your goals. I mean, I can't tell you how many scientific studies and psychological studies that there are telling you that to achieve your goals, you need to write them down. And this is one of the things that journaling can help with. It helps you completely shift your mindset. It helps you feel more grateful, and gratitude is the opposite of anxiety. So that is huge. If you can live in a more grateful state, a lot of that anxiety and unease that you feel day to day starts to shift and starts to just get less and less. Who wouldn't want that? It makes you happier. It makes you more mindful. It makes you have focus and purpose back in your life. Better relationships. It allows you to get to know yourself on a level that really does start to change your relationships. I got into all of this because I was in a bit of a mindset pickle myself, and I used to refer to myself as Eeyore on a bad day, which is not a good place to be for me or anyone that loves me. It makes me very difficult to love, but that's where I was. And through doing this and learning about this is genuinely what changed my life. So you feel more happy, you have a more positive outlook, you become accountable to yourself and other people, but mainly to yourself. It's that accountability in yourself that will then allow you to achieve all the things that you want to achieve. You start and finish your day better, and in doing that, it actually helps you sleep better. Genuinely helps you sleep better. Why would you not want that? So many of us are hugely struggling with our sleep patterns and things like that. We're going to bed in a grump, and I have this belief that you tend to wake up how you went to bed, unless you've had a very bad night's sleep anyway. But you tend to, if you go to bed and you're feeling negative about your day and you're feeling negative about everything that happened to you, and you're just feeling like, oh, I just want to go to bed, I want the day to be over, you're more likely to wake up that way. And if you wake up in a grump, you're going to then continue your day in a grump. So there's a couple of little tips and tricks that you can use to completely stop that happening. And it is quick. It's really quick. The next one, one of my favorite ones, is it helps you keep more memories. We forget so much that happens to us in our day. so much. And what I do is I reflect on things. So I write in my daily journal, and then at the end of the month I reflect back on it, and every single time without fail, I guarantee you I've forgotten things, and I get to go over that month of all the positive things that have happened to me and all the great things that have happened, and go over them again. And it means that that's more solidified in my head. So when you can get into that mindset of, oh, everything's rubbish, nothing good ever happens to me, oh, typical, that sort of mindset, this helps shift all that around. It really genuinely does. It helps you achieve your dreams because you're writing them down. You get really, really clear on what you want, and by doing that, it activates your reticular activating system. And what that is kind of like a spam filter for your life. The brain can only take on so many images and sights and smells and all of that sort of stuff in a day, but by activating that system, what you're doing is you're telling your brain what you want to see. And that's so important. So I've used this example before where, you know, when you've decided that there's a particular car you want, and then that's all you see everywhere, that's your reticular activating system at work. So it's showing you the opportunities and reminding you of what you want. So you want to be telling your brain what you want to see. It's a really, really big thing for that. Stress reduction is the next one. That, who doesn't want that? We're all stressed. We all need to find ways to manage our stress, and journaling can help you do that. It's a really calming way to finish or start your day, whichever one works for you, or both. I've just recently actually started to do both. So it also makes you kinder. If you do the journaling the way I do it, but also with that increased self-awareness, it genuinely makes you kinder. And then there's a whole ream of other benefits that come with being kinder. I'll go on to that a little bit more later on in this episode. It massively increases your well-being. Your confidence will increase as well. And it will genuinely just help you be a better version of you. There's nothing wrong with you. This can help you be a better version. Who wouldn't want that? So what is it? What is journaling? There's a lot of assumptions that with journaling, it's dear diary, sitting there, bearing your soul for hours on end, writing reams and reams and reams of things. So there's a huge amount of people who don't want to do that. I don't do that. I don't do that. That's not the right style of journaling for me. It is a style of journaling, but it is not journaling on the whole. So what I'm going to go through with you in this is some of the other options that are out there for you. So now we've gone through the benefits, of which there are many more than I've mentioned. What really is it? It's a method of getting whatever's inside of you outside of you, which is so great for us because it allows us to process what's going on in our heads. It allows us to process things that happen to us in the day, the way we're thinking, our view of the world. It allows us to get all those little niggles and all those things that we're keeping to ourselves out on paper and just out of us, and the relief. Have you ever written a letter to someone, like an angry letter, but not sent it? But that sense of relief that you feel just having written out your thoughts, if you've ever done that, this is what you get. And you can get that every day, and you only need to spend 5 minutes on it. If that's all you've got, perfectly fine. It's a personal development tool, and it is backed by science. That's the number one thing. If you take anything away from this, even if you think everything I'm saying is rubbish, it's not, but if you think that, please know this is backed by science. There's a reason that doctors, therapists, counselors, coaches, all these people dealing with health and well-being are recommending journaling to their clients and to people that they love and people that they know. I cannot express to you how important it is to understand that this is not a flash in the pan. This is something that is real, it is tangible, and it can help you if you're in a mindset where you need that little bit of oomph back in your life. You need to start shifting that mindset around. This is something that can absolutely help you. So how do you do it without, dear diary, reams and reams of bearing your soul? So there's a lot of different ways. My method is using prompts. I'm a huge fan of prompts, and I'm a huge fan of lists and reflection. Like I say, takes me 5 minutes. I spend 5 minutes every day And then at the end of the month, I spend a little bit more time reflecting on everything that's happened. So going over what were your top 3 moments, what were your top 3 achievements, all of that sort of stuff. So I'll give you my prompts. So the first one is 3 things you're grateful for. So every day I'm writing down 3 things that I'm grateful for. Like I said earlier, gratitude is the opposite of anxiety. You can't feel both at the same time. So the more you can focus on gratitude, it's what's known in positive psychology as an intervention. And a lot of my prompts are positive psychology interventions. So again, they're backed in science, which is great. But 3 things that you're grateful for every day, and try and get a little bit specific about it. Try and be a bit more, rather than I'm grateful for my parents, say I'm really grateful for my supportive parents who always stand by me through everything, that sort of thing. And then it allows you to connect on that real emotional level. But you can be grateful for anything, even on those days where you're really, really struggling and all you want to do is be in a mood. If you start doing this and you start to think, you could be grateful that you found a penny on the floor, you could be grateful that the sun's shining, you can be grateful that it's not raining today. Whatever you want it to be, that's what it can be for you. The next one is 3 good things. This is one of my favorites. 3 good things is all about shifting your focus from the negative to the positive. It's not your fault that you're negative. It's you have actively trained your brain to be that way. The brain follows the path of least resistance. So when it's consistently been to the negative, to the negative, to the negative, and that's your autopilot habit to be negative, you need to shift that. But you can shift that through a process called neuroplasticity, which is all about retraining your brain essentially and creating new neural pathways. That's what this does. So if you're predisposed to focus on the negative, you find 3 good things that happened in your day, whatever they may be, no matter how small, and that's what you focus on. And then what you'll find yourself doing is throughout the day, you will find yourself actively looking for them. And this whole process, then over time, it's not overnight, but then over time, this process becomes your go-to. It becomes your habit. So you then form a habit of positivity, which is what you want. I know so many of you have been talking to me about, how do I form a consistent positive mindset? How do I do that? This is one of the ways that you can do that. The next one is random acts of kindness. Now this is one that I absolutely love. So it does what it says on the tin. You do a random act of kindness, give someone a compliment, chat to the person at the checkout, whatever it is that you want to do. That makes that person feel good, which makes you feel great. So there's this whole double whammy effect, and it just gives you a real buzz. It completely shifts your vibration to the positive. Sorry, dogs. Don't get dogs, do get dogs. Random acts of kindness. So how many people I made smile is something that I add to that. I used to, when I was really, really down, I would challenge myself, and I started this about 1.5 years ago, maybe a little more, about how many people I could make smile in that day. Because especially if you're commuting to your job and there's a lot of people being miserable or grumpy chops or whatever it may be, if you can try and get them to smile in some way, or even if you just smile at them, which tends to make people relax and smile back, that was something that I found really, really helped me in my day. Because you can very often get, if somebody cuts you up in the car or something like that, it can fluster you and it can set the tone of your day. So by doing this, the random acts of kindness and the how many people I made smile, they're just little journal prompts. That's all they are, but they change your whole thought process for your day. And then the last one that I use is what I want and by when. So this is about the reticular activating system. So writing down your main goal or your dream. So you could do either. It can be your overarching dream, the house and the country and the life you want to live, what your ideal day is. All of that sort of stuff can come under this category. But then also it can just be your general goals. So I want to lose a stone by 10th of September 2018, whatever it may be. Then what it does, it helps you to find all the opportunities to do that. So it's a great one again. Now, other forms of journaling. Everybody believes that you need to go buy a big blank journal and sit there staring at a blank page. You don't. You can use my prompts. There are thousands of prompts, and I'll be consistently adding more and more and more into the group. and into my content, because it's something that people are asking for left, right and center. So I will be doing more of that, a lot more lists. So things like, for example, list 20 things that you like about yourself. That is an amazing one for when you're really struggling with your self-image, and self-doubt and things like that. Another one is list your achievements in life. All of these things. I've got hundreds and hundreds of different lists that I've written that I go back to if I'm ever feeling down. It's something that can really shift your mindset back around to the positive. So it's a really, really valuable thing to do. You can keep a digital journal. There are huge amounts of ways that you can do this. You can keep it digital. You can send an email to yourself. I'm going in more detail into this in a future episode, but there are so many ways that you can do this. It has to be what's right for you. So there's digital, there is audio. You can just talk into your phone, you know, and record voice notes. You can use video. You can actually record yourself going to bed, and talk about your day, or talk about your prompts, whichever way you want to do it. Mind maps is another one. I enjoy mind maps. I think of them as those spider diagrams from school, where you put a little bubble in the middle and then you have all the little bits coming off. So you could put, for example, a mind map of you, what makes you you. So you put Fran in the middle and then all the little spokes coming off, so you can have family and then all the bits coming off there. And this is a really, really lovely visual way to it's just a different way to look at your situation. And sometimes your brain can look at it and go, oh, things are pretty good. I like that. Bullet journaling is another one. I find bullet journaling a little bit more on the productivity side, but we'll go into that in further detail because it's actually quite a big subject. But if you want to have a Google, if you think writing tiny little lists with bullet points and things like that for productivity is something that might be up your street, that is something to research. So basically, if it's been something that you've been thinking about doing, or wanting to learn how to do but not knowing where to start, then stick with me. Like I say, I've got loads more content coming up and I'm really, really excited about it. We'll find the right way for you and we will shift your mindset around and help you find your positive pants. We will find them. We've all got them somewhere. We've just got to find them. So to summarize, huge health and emotional benefits of journaling. You don't have to bare your soul or spend hours doing it. You can just use prompts if that's what's right for you. Think about the different methods and what would be right for you and what you're going to stick to, because you need to form a habit. And then stick with me. And I will see you next week for some more content. And I'm really looking forward to it. Bye. So, if you got value from this and you know in your gut that now is the time to step up and start rewiring your thinking and changing things for yourself, then book in a free discovery call so we can work out what needs to happen to get you from where you're at right now to the action-taking success you know you can be. And if you want my eyes and ears on your problems, I work with people one-on-one and through my Proactive Pants Mastermind. So stop waiting for if and when and decide to change things now, because you can. And as always, I hope that was helpful. So any questions, just let me know. And as always, I will see you next week. Bye.